to finish up the turn 2, which, like I said, I thought I already placed. Here is the bottom of the second turn. So we had a strong Atlantic move. What will the Americans do? Now, that strong Atlantic Navy pretty impulsively brings ships into the Atlantic. But that move by the Japanese demands ships in the Pacific. So he is. I would say that this is one of the strongest moves I've ever seen to pressure the Americans turn 1. So it's trade-off, right? The Axis players trade-off. There should be a commensurate stress reduction on another power in another place. They can't do all of this. You can't do everything. It's always trade-offs. That's Thomas Sowell. At what cost? At what cost does the Axis player do what he did? The cost of this is that he gave the Russians a 10 unit lead. The cost of this, these forces over here, is that he gave the Russians an opening here, and he gave the Chinese an opening here. And obviously he delayed any sort of Indian action there. Okay, so let's see what they buy. Okay, so solid purchase. This is fully loaded American carrier and 2 destroyers. Let's see where those go. So we're going to go right to non-coms. And he's going to fly the Guam fighter. That's always a great thing when the Guam fighter is able to be, the Philippines fighter is able to come back. And he's going to put some live units that those are able to move and capture on the next turn. And he is not going to reinforce Hawaii. They're there to move out. He's going to replace that with an anti-aircraft. So I would suppose that's because of the strong Navy move to Caroline. He's going to scatter his forces. Fighter gets placed in the eastern United States, and more gets placed in West Coast. So West Coast gets more than half that, and East Coast gets a plane and a destroyer. He does some edits there. I should take a look at those. Actually, let's keep moving, and I'll show you American turn complete. 53. Let's just see if he did anything differently. I don't think he did too much differently. So that's the same. I can't see the difference. I know down here he did something a little unusual. All right, so let's keep going with the Chinese. Excuse me, they purchased 5. Qichao is attacked, single infantry, and he does not move back into Yunnan. No, he does. I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, and he collects $8. Burma Roads open, collects 14, and this is now This is really a force that should not be attacked. 20. Not with low luck. He's only got 5, 6, 8 planes. He's going to take some heavy losses. All right, let's see what the... I think he's going to keep that. All right, so then... and it's really disadvantageous for the Japanese, too, because look where the transport is. 2 of those guys right there have to go to the Money Islands, or at least one. And a couple of those guys should really go to, excuse me, Kwangtung. Kwangtung. I mean, he's got to take over Hong Kong. He's got to take over Philippines. This just made it so that he is just not able to do what he has to do next turn. Okay, let's keep going. The British buy an airbase. Okay, so this is what we all want to do on turn 1. Naval base, I mean a factory and an airbase and then an infantry. He just fills up the factory and uses every dollar. And he declares war. Whoa! It's a big move. It means the Americans are out of it until the end of turn 3, which is only next turn. Okay, takes back over Scotland. Thinks about attacking Siam. Takes Kiang Sea. He doesn't take Siam. Nope. Okay. And he moves into Yunnan to keep it for at least one more turn. Now there's no way the Japanese can take it. They literally, physically cannot take that back with low luck. Takes over Persia, activates that, and moves everything to Transjordan. Okay, so in this case, really interesting. Sebastian moves over from Gibraltar to 98, and he's got the Transjordan airbase. Strengthens Scotland a little bit. Activates Brazil. Keeping them out of the battle. Doesn't want to make it too tantalizing for him. Okay, let's take a look at this. So, 2 lost convoy. It's not too bad, given all those ships. Well, no, he did lose the max. Fills it up. All right, let's. I just want to take a look real quick at. He edits a bunch. Let's go through the edits. Okay, let's take a look. So commits to Yunnan, but check this out. He's still keeping the bulk of his forces in India. Like I said, he knows the outcome of what Yunnan would be. I guarantee Arthur Barmer Harris has a file in his computer where he's already run that battle. He's played every nation all the way up to Japan next turn, and he's already played that battle out. That's what he's done. And I was told to do that. If you're playing against someone, you save a separate file, play it all the way through, play all the nations, see what you see, and then do your turn. Okay, so this is the defense of Egypt without infantry. It does it by ships. So my question is, why not put one more guy in Egypt? Because if the Germans did an air raid, let's say the Germans do an air raid, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they can't land. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can't land. Oh, no, they could if the Italians took Alexandria. So let's say you did the worst case scenario where you did an idiotic German, sacrifice the German Air Force. Then the Italians come in. Nope, then you build. Then he can build in Egypt. Huh. And because of low luck, the German would throw away their Air Force and get little from it. I think they'd get, well, they wouldn't get that many casualties, maybe 3 hits. And the British could replace those 3 hits. Very interesting move, really. Why is Transjordan better than Egypt as an airbase? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It reaches to India. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Egypt doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reaches Bryansk. So I think the big plus for Transjordan is you can fly planes from Transjordan to India, Calcutta. Okay, so a defense of Egypt via ships and planes. But Gibraltar is still pretty strong. And we have fortress. Now, interesting to me that the German player didn't place an infantry artillery here. Because if he did an infantry artillery, he would have had to sandbag London. Because he could go 1, 2, pick up, and then invade with an air invasion and bombardments. Okay, let's keep going. Italians buy. I love the Navy build for Italy. I really do. I think it's nation-centered, and I'm for nation-centered action in this game. I really do think that's the immersive way to go. So he does take more units from Africa, takes over at Malta, taking away the $5 bonus, and Alexandria taking away the $5 bonus with that as well, and then sends the can openers forward, evacuates from North Africa, which I think is the wise thing to do, and has a strong navy. So he is forcing the British to build navy, which is, really smart, I think. Collect 16, which is respectable. Anzac buys a fighter, and he also disperses. Now, he doesn't abandon Queensland, though. Excuse me. There's only 2 fighters, 2 transports, and he literally can't win that battle. The Japanese could not take over Queensland with low luck. It's $15, $20. It's a big move right there, $20. And then finally we have the French moving toward Tunisia and French Equatorial Africa, closing and supporting the 98 fortress. And that is the missing turn. Turn 2, bottom of the second. It's correct, 36. Filling in a gap in my playlist. Probably also going to redo one of the turns that had a lot of beeping in it and sound issues, and I'm going to clean up the act and make it very clear what turn is what turn. All right, thanks for listening, guys. This has been a great series, and I've really enjoyed it. It's Correct 36 out.